Hello, everybody. If you see my dirty ass room, you're homophobic. Don't look, okay? I am here, going live. I haven't been on this channel in a hot ass minute, and I wanted to come say hi, and I wanted to get into a little collective, if you will. Yeah, let's get into it. Just a little quick and dirty collective reading. I do readings in Philadelphia. I do them virtually as well. So if you're interested in getting a reading from me, feel free to DM me. My books are open right now. And with the new year, I am still offering a year in review, a year in advance reading. So that entails us going through the last year, the last 12 months, and then effectively looking at each month, reflecting on each month, seeing what kinds of lessons you had to learn, what kinds of themes carried throughout the year, and if there's any kind of you should pay attention to this kind of moment, or take this into the new year with you kind of moment. We can go over that. In the second half of the reading, it is going through the next 12 months, so that's 2025. And we are looking at each month, same as the first part, but it's with a little bit less context because you haven't experienced it yet. So it's more along the lines of getting heads up on things, understanding different dynamics that could happen, asking you to key in on certain things and kind of giving you a heads up on particular cycles or lessons that you may experience during those months. So with that being said, let's get into it. I look a little rough. Don't mind me. I was like, I want to go live today, and I haven't gone live in I think several years at this point on this channel. So I'm excited. I love doing in-person events and stuff like that, and vending and things like that. So it's fun to get back online. TikTok is dying. RIP. Was trying to get my TikTok game up, but we got a couple days left on that. So there she goes. There she goes. Ooh, okay. Let's take a look at it. As I was talking about TikTok. R.I.P. Okay, let's take a look and see. What is, oh my gosh. Cards just want to jump today. The cards just want to jump. Let's just take a look and see what's up. What's going on in the collective? What are some messages that the folks who are seeing this video will need to know? Specifically for people who are watching this video, and stay through the intro. What are some things that they need a heads up on, or some information that they would be keen to know that could help them in their daily tasks or in dealing with specific dynamics with people? Damn. All right. Somebody here is not listening to their intuition. At all. Somebody here, and please, I always say, take this with several grains of salt. If it's not resonating with you, feel free to skip and go to the next video. It's no offense to me personally. Oh my God, my hair is doing a whole lot of things right now that, we could all just ignore. We could all just ignore that. Anyways, mwah. Don't look at my hair, you're homophobic. So, somebody here is dealing with a decision that they made to say no to something, to reject something, and now they're kind of out in the cold. I think the idea of it kind of pulled you out of union with somebody that you are walking through the cold with, if you will. I always say walking through the cold, it can really be like just like trying to brace through the storm of hard times. But there's something that you rejected here, an idea that you rejected, or a like specific train of logic that you rejected, and it is causing a little bit of a rift between you and another person. Now, the lovers can be literally lovers. It can also be, somebody who you are in partnership with, or like someone who you are like working in tandem with. I always, a lot of the times it's, a little bit of romance or lust, if you will. But I think that decision that you made in saying no to that idea of something has kind of pulled you out of, like, the timing was off. The timing was off, and the timing was off, and it's not like you don't want to necessarily walk away. I see. Rejecting the idea of leaving this person. I see. I understand. So, what I can say is that the burden of dealing with it, there's a burden that comes with this, but there's also things that will surprise you that it won't. I think there's an aspect that, I'm trying to be nice about it, but sometimes you can't be nice about it. There's an aspect here that's saying that you will be taken aback at the fact that it doesn't bear any fruit. You bearing this weight is not going to produce any kind of like, it's not going to necessarily produce the kinds of, reactions, or you staying is not going to produce the kinds of like reactions or, rewards that you may want. And spirit here is really saying to you, you have the tools to like be your own foundation. You don't have to build a foundation on this wonky ass relationship. You can, I don't think it's saying to break up, but I am saying like the storm is not necessarily worth the fruit that you are trying to build. I think there's an element here of you trying to be emotionally mature and graceful and practical and logical about it. But in doing that, you're not necessarily allowing yourself to see the possibilities. And with the possibilities that could come, with that hope that could come, like, you're not allowing yourself to see the possibilities, but it's also like, this is kind of a trial. It's a little bit of a trial. It's a little bit of a test. And it will help you grow, but I think that you might end up being disappointed with the hope that you have. I will say that you moving through this situation the way that you are is, you have to make the decisions that you feel and follow that. And it will help you grow and move to the next, like, kind of phase of this kind of lesson. Because I feel like I always think of lessons as like iterations. So, like, you learn this lesson on this level and then you like finish the cycle and you're like, okay. And then you get, it comes back around in a different way and you can learn it in a different way. So I do think that when this situation is completed, and I can't really see what, based off of what I've pulled, I can't really see what, well, I just don't think that the hope that you have, you're going to be disappointed, and that's going to cause things to crumble. And so I want to be like gracious and aware of that, but I also want you to make sure that you are, seeing the reality and listening to your intuition and not ignore that when the breaking point, or if the breaking point does come and you're not able to like have the conversations that are necessary to be able to like save this situation. I personally would advise you to try and have those conversations as much as possible, but at a certain point you have to realize that the burden is not worth the fruit that you're not even bearing. And so, do with that what you will. I am so like I'm a free will ass tarot reader. So like, hopefully somebody either comes to their senses or changes their mind or makes a different decision. But as far as right now, if you're being called to this reading, if you're feeling very called to this reading, I don't know if it'll bear the fruit, and the hope that you have that it will bear the fruit. It's almost like the expectation is setting you up for disappointment. And there's issues with details and not having the like drive or the passion. Because I always see the Five of Pentacles, that was the first card that came out, as kind of like a depression, right? So there's a lack of like energy. There's a lack of like drive to move through the stuff, move through the shit, move through the storm. I mean, you're moving, but there's a lack of like, there's like a little bit of there's a depression, there's a low energy, there's a weight that you have to bear in trying to proceed. So I would say, allow this lesson to play out, because it will help you grow. But just know that, like, holding all of the weight, I think it's going to surprise you a little bit that it's not necessarily going to bear the fruit that you want. But is there any kind of, like, let me shuffle and see if there's any kind of, like, saving grace or anything like that. Because I hate to end on a bad note. I really do. I really do. I hate to end on a bad note. I do think that there's an opportunity for y'all to get back on the same wavelength and work together on things. But at least the way things are going right now, there's a change that has to happen. Okay? Whether that is getting the energy, or whether that is, let me pull and see, because I did, as I was putting cards away, is there an opportunity to salvage or, try and salvage as much as you can? Because I just feel like the hope and the dreamy-eyed, I just think it'll, I think that's blinding you a little bit to seeing the reality that it's not bearing the fruit that you want. And so there is a change that needs to happen. Let's see what kinds of changes can be made for this person or people that resonate with this reading. Take on what you can and leave what you can't. It's a sticky situation because, you know, you're doing the best that you can. You're getting advice from people. You're trying to avoid the heartbreak and the heartache. And those folks are qualified to give you advice. But I will say, please just take on what you can and leave behind the things that you can't. You don't want to be carrying all 10 wands like before. The 10 of Wands came out before. Sorry I'm not showing every card. If you want me to show every card that I pull, please let me know. Because I will start doing that again. I feel like sometimes people who are not tarot readers or like into tarot videos or like know tarot or have a good idea or sense of it, that kind of stuff like kind of muddles it a little bit and makes it makes the reading hard to understand. But you know, if you I'm slowly sinking in my chair. But if you want me to show every card, please comment down below. There's an element here of you cannot logic your way out of this. Even though you are trying to approach this as logically as possible, there's an element here that is like the plan that you have right now, even though it is logical and sound of mind, is ignoring the like either mental health, it could be mental health, self-sabotage, or like things that are hidden from you or lies that are being told about the money, okay, that are causing you, because I feel like this is you are trying to like make every decision at sound of mind. There's an issue with the plan, that there's stuff that's being hidden or lied about, or you know, it's either that being hidden or lied about, or it's like a deep subconscious self-sabotage kind of energy. I don't really think it's that though. No, I think it's like something's being hidden or not being told or not being completely conveyed about like finances, money, job here. That's causing, and it's because this other person is overthinking and wants to kind of like ice you out of that part of the situation, but because you don't know about that part of the situation, you're not able to make the decision that's best for you. I'm sorry. You know, I don't want to be like, I hate to end a reading on a bad note, but I just want you to know that it's not necessarily meant to go on and on and on. I think that there was a time where it was beautiful, and maybe that time has come to or is close to concluding simply because there are things that are being hidden from you that you need to know that would affect your decisions and change your mind about things. So I just want you to like really try and plan, hold your boundaries. You might be dealing with people who are a little bit emotionally immature and you are willing to put up with that side of it. But I ask you to maybe, this is going to sound so harsh, but I ask you to maybe have some self-preservation skills and not do that. Okay, I'm sorry. This is the first time I'm going live in so long. Oh, you are so ready to like fucking bear the weight and like ignore it. And I think that there's times where that is what is required of you. And there are times where that's not healthy. And this is one of those times that that's not healthy. I also want you to get to the bottom of whatever the fuck this is with regard to your finances or job or whatnot. I want you to get to the bottom of that so that you can make the best decision for you. All right? That's all I got, y'all. Please take on what you can and leave what the fuck you can't behind. All right, that's all I gotta say. Mwah! Love y'all.